One of the most common conversations that we have with clients is they're looking to find their piece of land and build on it is the conversation of CC&Rs, whether they're a good thing or a bad thing. There are pros and cons. There's arguments for either side, and we had the same debate when we were looking for our land as to whether we wanted to have CC&Rs and be told what to do and have regulations on us, or whether we wanted to go with no CC&Rs and have no regulations. When you look at a lot that has CC&Rs on it, you're looking at something that's going to hold its value typically much better than something that doesn't have CC&Rs. The reason for that is when they attach regulations and architectural standards to a deed, that then requires everyone in the neighborhood to comply with not only use of the land, so that protects the integrity of the neighborhood, but architectural standards require certain levels of building, certain square footage, certain material choices, for example, siding or masonry on the outside, that will help homes in the neighborhood be of similar quality, similar standards for building, and therefore the values in those homes will remain more consistent. You might have some that are bigger, that have nicer finishes, and some that are smaller, but the price range is going to really be there and be a strong price point down the road when we look at appraisal. When you're building, most often people are thinking they want to be there for forever, but the backup plan of being able to sell if you need to is something to think about. When you don't have CC&Rs on a property, oftentimes you don't know what's going to happen next door to you. You don't know who's going to buy there, who's going to build there, what they're going to do with the property, and that can significantly impact the value of your home. When you're inside of a neighborhood, the CC&Rs and the architectural standards are there to protect the values of the homes in the neighborhood. And so when you go down the road to sell the house that you've built, you have a much better bet of being able to get your money back or retain the value in your home when you have CC&Rs and you have neighbors that have built to the similar standard that you've built. The other benefit to not having CC&Rs is that sometimes it can be a budgeting move. If you don't have to use a high-end siding or a certain amount of masonry on the outside of your home, and you can make adjustments down to a different level of product that meets your needs. Sometimes inside of a lot that doesn't have CC&Rs, you can reduce your budget that way. So while it can be a toss-up and a real discussion for some people, it really comes down to what are your priorities? Is it more important to you that there are no rules about what you can store on your property or how many cars can be parked there? Or is it more important to you that you really have security in the home value in the end when you go to appraise down the road? At the end of the day, it's a conversation about priorities and what's most important to you, and we want you as informed as possible when you're making those decisions.